From Oriole Park at Camden Yards, our good friend from Baltimore Sun, BaltimoreSun.com, Peter Schmuck. How are you, Peter?
Good. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You heard the stat, 18, and I'm sure you heard it a lot. 18 straight games of giving up 5 or more runs. As Dave Johnson said, even during the lean years of the Orioles, they didn't do that.
Well, no other American League team since 1913 at least has done that. And if they do 2 more, they'll tie the all-time Major League record with 20 that's held by the 1924 Philadelphia Phillies. It's a very, very dubious stat. And we're all seeing what's happening here. The Orioles in the midst of a legitimate pitching crisis. It's hard to tell what they'll be able to do to solve it other than, as Dan Duquette said several times, other than guys just pitching better. But that, again, is sometimes easier said than done. And this is a disturbing development, but we have to remember that over this period, the Orioles have at times hit the ball well enough to survive some of those outings. And they still are very much in the wild card race at the moment, just a game or 2 off the second wild card. So if they can somehow dial it in at this point, they're still in position to do the things that they want to do this season. But when you do it 18 times in a row, it's hard to imagine that it's going to end in any given day.
Peter, speaking of the Orioles offense and hitting, Manny Machado seems to be breaking out of his slump. What do you see with Manny Machado?
Well, I'm not sure I'd go along with that, Mel, in that if you take that terrific 4-hit game the other night, 2 home runs, a double, and a single, Manny's still, statistically, still not Manny. Over the course of the first 71 games of the season, only 9 days has Manny Machado's average been above 230. And that's just totally out of character for him. What I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, Mel, and everybody's seen, is that when things got a little dicey with this team, and that Manny, as great players do sometimes, is trying to fix it all by himself. You could see how hard he was swinging at times. A couple times he fell down in the batter's box swinging so hard. Also, in my mind, and this is total speculation on my part, I think that whole Boston experience took a lot out of him. Even though he responded so heroically by homering every time somebody threw at him, I think that drained him a little, and he was more fatigued in the first half than he normally would be. But yes, there are signs that he's settling down, hitting the other way a little bit, and we all know who he is. So you got to figure that if you believe in the adage that players return to the mean in the course of a season, that he's got a big second half ahead of him.
Pete, we talked about the streak, 18 consecutive games, 5 or more runs. A lot of that has to do with the starters being not good, maybe, and that's being kind. What do you see that Wade Miley can do tonight that he hasn't done in the previous 4 or 5 starts that can kind of help maybe be the guy that turns this thing around and gets it going in the right direction?
Well, the key for Wade Miley is always 2 things. One's tempo and one's fastball command. And Wade Miley, if you look at the whole season, he's pitched pretty well. He's had some issues with command and throwing too many pitches at times. But until these last couple of real short outings that he experienced, I think 3 games back and 2 games back for him, he's been able to hold things together. And I think it's really, in his situation, this guy's talented. He generally has good command. If he commands a fastball and works efficiently, works quickly, then he's going to keep them in the game. That's what he's done all year.
Peter, thanks a lot, my friend. Enjoy the game.
Thanks, Rob.
All right.